Section 1 of Harper's Young People, Volume 1, Issue 22, March 30th, 1880. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit librivox.org. Recording by Betty B. Harper's Young People, Volume 1, Issue 22, March 30th, 1880. April Fool by Margaret Ettinge. There was one boy in the Merit Academy who never joined in any of the games, never went skating, never went swimming, never made a snowman or threw snowballs, never came to the meetings of the debating society where such questions as, if a fellow ask a fellow for a bite of a fellow's apple, what is the politer way to give it to a fellow? To bite off a piece yourself or let a fellow bite for himself? Were debated with much mock gravity and real fun. He looked with horror on all kinds of fighting, had no admiration for great generals, thought war should be abolished, shuddered at tales of cruelty and suffering, was constitutionally timid and extremely credulous, hated thunder and lightning, liked birds, flowers, pretty vases, and fairy tales, believed in ghosts and supernatural beings, was very fair-haired, very blue-eyed, tall, slender, and named Harold Lord. But after the first week or two of his attendance at school, he was a day scholar, his real name was never heard, for his schoolmates, quickly finding out his peculiar characteristics, skillfully turned it into Lady Harriet, and Lady Harriet he remained for many a long year. Of course, being so girlish in his appearance, ways, and tastes, and of so reserved and gentle a disposition, the other boys rather looked down upon him, and, after the manner of boys, made him the subject of much chaff and many practical jokes. And so it came about, when Charlie Bennet and Ned Morningstar and Hen Rowe began on the afternoon of the 31st of March to talk about the 1st of April, they hit upon Lady Harriet as a boy who would make a capital April Fool. "We can have no end of fun with him," said Charlie. "You know he lives all alone with his grandmother." "A Little Red Riding Hood," interrupted Hen Rowe. "Down by the cedar woods," continued Bennet. "But the question now in order is, what kind of fun shall it be?" "Dress up like Indians and pretend you're going to scalp him," proposed little Al Smith, who had joined the party, a thing no other small boy in that establishment would have dared to do. But then Alfred, as his aunt called him, and a very cross old aunt she was too, had no father nor mother, and was such a good-natured, willing, reliable young chap that his older schoolmates made quite a pet of him, and allowed him many liberties they would have allowed to no one else in his class. "Nonsense, Smithy," said Hen Rowe. "Ghosts is a thing," and striking an attitude, he quoted, "I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and, for the day, confined to fast and fires. I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy—" "That's quite enough of that, Rowe," said Bennet. "A band of young desperadoes is my idea. The papers are full of 'em just now. Fellows living in caves and other queer places, and robbing right and left. Result of reading too many dime novels. Heard the professor say so this morning. Been round here too. Stole Uncle Jeff's calf day before yesterday, and his grandmother goes to sewing society tomorrow night." "The calf's grandmother?" asked Hen Rowe. "Didn't know you had any grandmother," said Bennet. "Charlie's hit on the very thing," declared Ned Morningstar. "We'll let 3 or 4 other fellows into the joke, and I'll be captain, and we'll wear masks, and all the old clothes we can beg, borrow, or take, and get ourselves up prime as a #1 band of regular young villains. Ah-ha! Your money or your life," making a lunge at small Al. "But you won't really hurt Lady Harriet," said the little fellow, an anxious look coming into his soft brown eyes. "He's good to me, and gives me candy, and took me fishin' once." "Took you fishin'!" repeated Charlie Bennet, counterfeiting the greatest astonishment. "If he did, I'll bet he never let you catch a fish. He'd have fainted when he saw
Sample complete. Ready to continue?